Hi. Okay, so I know probably, I don't even know what time it is. It's almost 4. So I know you guys are probably not available, but I know you can rewatch this. So the subject of this little live video, what do you do? So when you do watch this video, I want you to comment in here, what do you do? When someone asks you that, how do you answer that? I was just chatting with one of our Y sisters, and that was kind of like a little bit of our topic of what do you say when someone asks you, what do you do? That's what I do. Some of you do not. I know that. It's okay. But that's what I do. I sell makeup on Facebook, okay? And I wanted to do this video because I just got done doing, okay, don't laugh, okay? A little swap photo shoot. There's a photographer that I know that my mom has known for a long time, and they were doing testing shots. So he asked me if I would come and do headshots for him. So I did. So there was 2 photographers, and the guy said, he's like, we're getting into position and whatever, and he's like, hey, what do you do? And I said, oh, I sell makeup on Facebook. And he was like, he had the camera, and he was like, what? He's like, how do you do that? Right? Just like that easy. And I'm like, oh, it's so awesome. Okay? He was a guy. And then I say why it's so awesome. So your next thing, what do you do? And then I want you to list 10 reasons why you do that. Okay? 10 reasons. Yes, 10 reasons. Now I'm going to give you my 10 reasons. So this is probably going to cheat, and you're probably going to take some of my answers, but that's okay. Because if you have a hard time even coming up with the 10 answers, it's probably because you don't 100% understand it yourself, and that's okay. Okay? So I wrote mine down because as the other sister, as I challenged her to come up with 10, I wrote my 10 out too with her. Okay? So I sell makeup on Facebook because it gives me the freedom of my own life. Okay? No one to ask permission to. No per hour limit. No income cap. I can work the hours that I want to work. I'll go on vacation when I want to go on vacation. Okay. I get to show women around the world how to be more confident with themselves, especially with any flaws, because you guys may know, especially if you're in my VIP group, that I suffer from acne. That if I zoomed in close, I did a pretty awesome job, I think, of covering it today. Okay. I get to be there for my son. I get to watch him. He's going into his senior year. I get to be home for that. I'm always there for my family. I am the one that they call when they need something and someone to run over somewhere or pick something up or watch my niece and nephew. I get to be that person, always there for them. I get to help women that want the same things as me and share this opportunity with them. What did I miss? Because I know I answered different things with back and forth. But anyways, I sell makeup online for those reasons, for the freedom to have to answer to myself and not to anyone else. And so then people that always, say, oh, I wish I could do what you do, or say we're like out somewhere and everyone's like, oh, tomorrow's Monday, I don't want to go back to work. Like, I wish I could do what you do. And I'm like, but what? Like, what is your, what? What are you saying? And whatever their excuse is, I wait for their excuse. I don't have any time, or, I come right back at them. Okay. There's always time. There's always time. But what the problem is their belief. They don't believe that with the time they do have, that they can make it worth their while. okay? Because if they did believe that, then they would have so much more time. They would have the freedom of time to do whatever they wanted to do, right? So they're sitting there saying, complaining about going back to work Monday, and I don't have to go back to work Monday, but I do, right? I just don't have to go in at a certain time. I don't have to be there at that certain time and stay for a certain amount of hours and stay until they tell me I can go home. That's the difference. But they don't have time to work towards something that makes them so they don't have to do that, right? So it's not that they don't believe in the business, is they don't believe in themselves that they will basically, I hope you get what I mean. They don't believe in themselves that they will put in much enough, let's say, effort, or that they'll make it worth their while. Even though the reward is so much more. So I hope that makes sense, okay? The same thing with what else that I wanted to tell you guys. So also with that, I posted a month or so ago that I got, I don't know, was it a month? Oops. The GoPro book, okay? So I've been reading this, and there was, on the recruiting part, okay, there was something that, like, totally got my aha moment, which a technique for sponsoring that I have not used with Younique, okay, but I know the technique because in other direct sales companies, I've used it before, and they use tools, okay, so it's when, like, you don't know exactly what to say, use tools, or they call the whole word vomit. You say too much, or you buy this kit and you list everything in it and you list all the perks, and the person gets lost in your message and it's way too overwhelming. Okay, you use tools. So I got to that chapter and I was thinking, duh, like, I haven't thought of that yet. So I wanted to share that with you guys so that maybe that can work for you. So I'm just going to give you a little scenario, and maybe it'll work for you. So like the girl on Facebook, well, first let's say, okay, so I looked at my back office just to see to date. I have personally sponsored 34 girls, okay, and they're all sponsored in a different way. So there's no answer on how to sponsor. There's no specific way. There's no like exact way to do it. It's the person, okay? So it's what you say, if the person likes you or not, if you're a likable person. One of my new sponsors, Erica, just gonna call you out on there. Before she joined us, she came over to the house and she was playing with the makeup, and we were talking about her joining the business and building the business. And that was one thing that she had said to me, is that was the part she was worried about, was sponsoring and blah, blah. And I said, okay, well, get that all out of your head. What makes you think I'm so different than you? And, she kind of like gave it a second to answer. And I was like, do you you are attracted to me like as a person, right? That's what makes you want to come and maybe do business with me and join Younique and be on a team with me, right? And she's like, yeah. I go, so are you not a likable person? And it kind of, we laughed, because that's really only what it is. Okay, so there's no like answer to actually sponsoring. So back to the using a tool. Okay, so we'll just give us an easy scenario. You're scrolling through your Facebook and you have the selfie queen, or people, girls that take pictures and they get a lot of likes, they get a lot of comments, and you message them and you're like, hey, have you ever thought about doing what I do? Okay, cannot assume everyone knows what you do. That's all you say. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? Period. Then wait for their response. They either know what you do or they don't know what you do, and so they're going to ask, what is it that you do? I sell makeup on Facebook. Okay? Then you wait for their answer or their question. It's probably going to be a question. Okay? How do you do that? What do you mean? What does that entail? Okay? So now you're going to go to Younique products or Younique on YouTube, And it's also on the homepage when you join. And it's the Younique experience video. And it's Derek and Melanie, okay? It is, I think, like 5 or so minutes. And it's them explaining the Younique experience, okay? So, write that down. Go to YouTube and get the Younique experience video, okay? You should have a notes app in your phone where you save important information, so you have that link stored, okay? So you say, these are my notes here. Okay, so you're like, hey, listen, if you got like 5 minutes, let me show you a video. It talks all about it, okay? You post the link. Then you just wait for a response. You're not like going overboard and explaining all this stuff, okay? Then they answer back, and then you're basically saying, great, let's set up a time that I know you're going to watch it, or basically you're getting that follow-up. When do you think you're going to be able to watch it? 2 days? Okay, great. When those 2 days come, what questions do you have for me? That's it. Let them lead. Let them, ask what they want to ask. Write their name down. Keep your list. I know you probably always hear the list, okay? Well, if all the big top people always say about a list, write a list. Simple. Write the damn list, okay? You're just keeping notes. Okay, so what that'll do is it'll take away a little bit of pressure off of you worrying about what to say to someone, because that video explains like the basics. It's pretty, an awesome little video. So from there, then they'll ask you whatever questions that they want to know about the business. So try that technique. I'm hoping it works. Like I said, everybody I'm not going to say I'm hoping it works, because they do work. Because like I said, in another direct sell business that I was in, we popped in a DVD at the party, and it was a tool. So that's something that explained the opportunity while we were doing our thing, okay? So keep it simple, no word vomiting. That might have been my only thing there. And keep the list. Some will want to know more and some won't, and so what? Move on. But the main thing is your confidence. The confidence and the belief in yourself, because then it goes back to that. If right now you're watching this and you're thinking, I'm one of those people that don't believe that I can make it worth my time, okay, you need to change that, because it is worth the time. And then knowing that Younique gives us the tools. Everything that we do is because of you. So like when you get to buy, like when you that little purple card and you get to go get your nails done or get your toes done, and you're like, thank you, Younique. No, it's thank you, because you put that work in. Younique just gives everyone the same tool. Everyone gets the makeup. Everyone gets the website. Everyone has the same exact opportunity, but it's you on how you work it. So realize when you get that money on that Younique card, it's because of you. So that's what you're sharing with people, how to be you. Like, would you want to be part of a team with you? Think about that. And give yourself props, okay? All right. I think that is all that I wanted to talk about. I don't know how long this is going. Like, nothing's happening here. I don't really know. It's not counting. It's not nothing. So, okay, if you don't sell, if you sell makeup more cash and carry, so adjust what you say. But more or less, have an answer when people ask you, what do you do? And then have your reasons on why you do it. And dig deep. If you don't know why you do it, you're not going to be too convincing, okay? You need to know why you do it and what you're working towards. So if you have any questions, hopefully this whole video thing is recording something. I don't know. Just comment and I will answer them.